Hello, collective. Welcome back to New World Angel. We are going to get back to the signed readings today. The last time I did fire signs. Today I'm going to let's do water signs. So, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Today is your day, my friends. And Miss Kimberly Kardashian, just want to say, I got your new cargo pants and tank top. Freaking genius. Genius you are. I love Skims. Love it. Anyway, that was a side note. How have you guys been doing? I do have music going on, so it's not so awkward during the pauses, and my door is open. So if it gets too loud, I will close it. But for right now, we're doing great. For those of you new to tarot, not all messages within a reading will resonate, even if some points of it do resonate with your storyline. So take the messages that you do feel like are yours and release the rest. Don't try to make anything fit. I'm not here to fearmonger, nor do I want my collective to be all up in their head. This is supposed to be helpful, not hindering. I've been in a position before where I have watched too much tarot, self-admittedly, but that was all part of my healing journey. So anyway, I'm saying all this to say that, like, you know, if you find yourself watching too much tarot, or like maybe you get hyper fixated on something, it's always good to take a break and reevaluate. Take a break, reevaluate. Oh, that's a good card. I need to make that. All right, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio collective. We want one Black Moon astrology card for their current energy, and then one card for the energy we need to get them into. That's going to be the most helpful for their forward movement and growth. So where's the collective at currently? Like, give us the primary energy in our water signs. Fourth house of roots. This is Cancer's ruling house. Cancer rules the fourth house of home, family, siblings, traditions, security, where you find peace and solitude, who you find peace and solitude in. This is what you're focusing on. Maybe you just maybe you're kind of in homebody mode right now, or you are considering a change of scenery, considering a move yourself, switching up where your foundation stands, even switching up like foundationally, like energies inside you too. Okay, that's good energy. Ruling energy, the 28th can be a significant date or number. 28 reduces to a 10, which is both the ending and beginning of something. And the in-between, the in-between can feel so awkward and destabilizing, which is not good for you guys specifically, because you find your peace and solitude at home and those you surround yourself with. So I do feel like there's a lot of change and upheaval with that, which is okay. Sometimes it's a matter of being comfortable in the in-between. That's why I made the card confusion. Sometimes confusion is the lesson. Because you don't know where you're going just yet, but you know it can't be here. It's like, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here type. Maybe you don't feel comfortable going home anymore. Or like where you call home doesn't feel like home anymore. Something about that. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Let's give them what energy does the collective need to embody to help them in their forward movement and their growth? What energy do they need to embody? Yeah, I get one side or the other, like whether you're spending too much time at home or not enough time at home, like you don't feel comfortable at home. Or there's just a lot to deal with when you go home that like you would much rather be away, perhaps spend time at work or at other people's homes. I don't know. You guys are coming in strong today, my water signs. Not only did we pull on Cancer for what you're embodying, but what you need to embody is Pisces energy. I believe the ability to believe that things can change, to know what you believe in, to understand your values, to know who you are, to warrant the change, to see yourself through the change. Pisces are very dreamy-like. This deals with the spiritual aspect. You know, it's the last point in the zodiac where like you've gone through all the signs, and it's kind of like Pisces doesn't represent judgment, but I get the judgment card with this one today, where it's like you've seen the cycle and it's coming full circle to where like it's almost like you know what needs to be done. And it's a matter of dreaming up the next thing, believing in yourself. 24, the 24th, is today the 24th? Hold on. No, I'm a little behind. Today's the 27th, so welcome. But 24, yeah, 6 is balance. This is what will bring in balance. You believing in yourself, believing in the change, believing in the reasons why you did something in order to see yourself to this point. Whether good or bad, you know, like you can't change the past, but what you can do is change the future, and you need to believe in that. Belief that things can be different and that like you're seeing your way out. That's the other thing as Pisces, because they do deal with the spiritual world quite often. You can feel as though energies are like muddled, and that, you know, like you are just sort of, I kind of get like haunted house energy where like you're walking through and like you're kind of feeling your way through, but like it's not until you kind of see the light that you know where you're going. So sometimes confusion is the lesson, being comfortable in that space. And Pisces normally are. Pisces normally can be really comfortable with the mystical and the spiritual, and you know, not everything is as it seems. So maybe when it comes to home, coming to terms with the fact that like not all is as it seems. So like maybe what you're presenting on the outwards isn't what's actually going on at home, and that's what's making you either stay away or, you know, be a homebody. But either way, I get like, there's an inner belief that you need to sort of grasp onto, like the inner light, you know? But we have water on top of water on top of water here today. Let's see what the energy wants to say about all of this. Okay. We're gonna pull from Mystical. All right. Tell us, give us just like key indicators of what's going on in my collectives, my water sign collective's energy currently. This is current energy. All right, we need to get you into belief mode, that you believe in the change. You believe that the change is good. Maybe you don't believe that the change is good because it doesn't feel good. Confusion doesn't feel good. You just want the answers. Anything currently? Court. Something having to do with a house and court. Legal proceedings. Change for certain. Change in ownership. Change in marriage status can be something. What else? Water signs. Court. And there's a Leo here too. This is being brave. Believing that you're brave enough to see this potential legal battle through. Come out the other end. Maybe you're trying to win a house. Number 20, what is this? 23 or 25? 23. Maybe once you get through court, though, you'll have more belief in the future. But because you're in the depths of it right now, it doesn't necessarily feel that way. Could be dealing with upwards to 4 people, or have like 4 people on your legal team if it's that big of a case. Bereavement. Yeah, definitely like legal proceedings having to do with the passing of somebody and home status. I'm sorry if somebody recently passed away in your energy collective. That is, that's sad. Especially if you didn't see it coming, too. Or somebody just feeling like this court case is the death of them, you know, is going, and that's what you need to believe and see yourself through, is that like, it's not the end. You're in the in-between. Yeah, somebody, a woman passed. That's number 6. She's on the other side. Maybe you had maybe a dog in the past or some sort of animal in the past. I don't think they passed away together, although that would be adorable and sad all at the same time. But I get that like they're reconnected with like some sort of animal spirit. They're definitely they're in the land of milk and honey. You don't need to worry about this person. Like, they're living it up. Trust me, Earth is more of a freaking prison than the other side is. I say this all the time, but spirits and angels and ancestors are having a fucking blast up there, okay? Like, they're watching us and they're just like, I don't know, I tried to give them signs and synchronicities, but I'll keep doing it. But for right now, like, they're free. Like, they're light. I think you need to know that for some reason. That they're okay. They're living it up. And that they're with you, too. And they're also with a passed over, like, animal that you loved. Like, an animal that you really, really loved. Or that she really loved. Yeah, possibly like inheritance or will or trust. Or perhaps, the passing of this person is like somewhat uprooting your life in a way that you didn't expect. What else? Anything else? Living room. This is where people, like, the living room back in the day is like, it was the sitting room. It was where, family rooms hadn't been created yet. Like, TVs hadn't been created yet. So, like, the living room is where everyone sort of convened and, like, talked and caught up with one another. And maybe this is the celebration of life after this person passed. Like giving giving the eulogy even. Yeah, maybe you just need to see yourself through this time, and then, the change sort of occurs after everything. But I do get, like, the uprootedness is, the source of the uprootedness is coming from legal proceedings and the passing of somebody in your life. Maybe we'll pull some tea leaves and just sort of see what, if any other key indicators here for my water sign collective. I also get with the belief too, like, belief that while this person may be gone from the 3D world, that they're never really gone, because energy and souls don't really leave. They're just it's still here with us, but it's in a different form, different fashion, and it's within you now. And I know that sounds so cliche when people, like, pass and it's like they're never really gone, but it's like, seriously, I have gifts that have allowed me to connect with passed over loved ones in a very special way. And I can tell you single-handedly that they truly are not gone. And I feel it on the outside, not just the inside. So there needs to be a belief in that too, that, that you can connect with them still. You can still get the benefit of them being around, just in a different way. Cat. Something about a two-faced friend. I get, like, Sour Patch Kid. Maybe that, and that can totally be, like, your mentality right now, because, like, you are uprooted, that, sometimes you can lash out in ways that maybe you really hadn't before this person passed. Like, it's bringing about emotions in like anger. You're going through the stages of grief is how I take this. And perhaps cats were important to them. Maybe they owned a cat or they just really hated cats. Something about cats where it's like either they were a dog person and truly not a cat person or vice versa. But I definitely get stages of grief with that card. Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Yeah, perhaps you're meeting with, people to manage to the ceremony. That could be. I definitely get strong, like, logistics of somebody passing. Like, a lot of logistics going on regarding somebody passing and the things that you need to do just to get through, the actual process of, like, laying them to rest. I am so sorry, collective. That's awful. Yeah, maybe their birthday was like in the 20s, Not like 1920s. I'm saying like somewhere around like the 23rd through the 28th. Maybe that's where their birthday was. Axe. Forces working against you. Yeah, maybe you just feel like this is an uphill battle. Possibly regarding something having to do with court. I know, the legal... Trust me, when my dad passed, and that was sudden, the proceedings that my family had to go through in order to rectify just the legalities around his business, it was like, we were searching for a needle in a haystack, just trying to put the pieces together. And he had gotten, he was trying to figure out something in court when he passed. Like, he literally passed on the sidewalk outside of the courthouse alone. But there's like hurdles. Maybe it just feels like an when somebody passes, the last thing you fucking want to do is have to talk to people and set things up and like, tell people about it. And like, it feels like it's work. And the real healing comes after you lay this person to rest. What else? Anything else? I'm going to pull from the other one. Maybe even like maybe they were even going through like some sort of legalities before they even passed. Sorry, I have somebody outside my door cleaning and scared me for a second. Maybe you're a little jumpy too. Or you're just like sort of out of it to where it's like people are like, hello, are you there? And it's like kind of like, I don't know, something about that. Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. I don't feel like that's necessarily connected to all of this, but I do get possibly by way of if this person did leave you something, maybe it's kind of giving you like a stroke of genius to like initiate a new business venture. Be able to pour into that a little bit more. Or this is just separate to that and you're just managing a lot. That could totally be. These are a lot of cards I've never gotten before, which I love. What else? Anything else for the collective before we get into tarot? Yeah, what I was saying before I was caught off guard is like, maybe you or this person was already going through legalities and then they passed. And it's like you're having to pick up the pieces somehow. Beau, you're highly thought of. Oh, just know that. And know that this person on the other side sees you this way too. I get strength, like, I mean, tying it up with a pretty little bow. Like you, maybe bows are significant in your world, but like normally you're very put together, and I get that this is throwing you off just a little bit. But just know that this person thinks very highly of you. Okay, where else are we gonna go? Yeah, I do want to do, I think I'm gonna get into the Adventure Tarot deck actually. Because I think this promotes the ability to just dream a little bit. Hold on, let me cleanse the energy. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay, Spirit, let's give, just tell us what the collective needs to know in regards to this situation. And then we will pull advice on how to get you into this, I believe, mindset. Yeah, there's a lot of emotions, a lot of crying, a lot of releasing. Family ties. For sure, this person was very close to you, possibly even a mother. You know who it reminds me of? And again, yes, this is another Bravo reference. I believe these ladies watch me anyway, but it reminds me of Bronwyn. Not only does she wear bows, but I know that her father passed, and then she's going through a separation with Todd, and her mother wasn't doing well either. But that's sort of the feeling that I get. It doesn't have to be Bronwyn, you know, a lot of people's, you know, family members pass away, so I'm speaking to a wide range of you, but yeah, there's just a lot of emotions. I think once you get through all of this though, like you'll be in a calmer space and you'll be able to kind of see things from a bigger picture. And Bronwyn's just going through a lot right now, especially with like the stork and like business opportunities. You see her out a lot more than what she was. I just sort of get that. All right. Tell us what the collective needs to know in regards to their situation. I'll read a portion of this Adventure Tarot book to you because the messages in it are different than normal tarot cards, and it does have a lot of uplifting energy to it, so that's why I want to pull it in. Oh, 2. I mean, I didn't mean to pull 2. Explorer of Swords, definitely getting communication. Communication that sort of sets you, like, it leaves you in a place of contemplation. That might have been the initial sort of message that you got about this person passing, yeah, and then having the strength and courage to move on, to see this thing through. Also fire to have, like, there's definitely tasks and things that you need to do, but strength to overcome all those things, like from the day to day, like you're just having to carry a lot on your back. And do a lot. Seven of Cups. Yeah, this is like seeing through, like, kind of prioritization. Prioritizing yourself too throughout this process. Placing a lot of emphasis on, like, cutting through the bullshit and kind of getting directly to the meat of things is what I get. Like, pulling from a lot of strength within you to move forward. High Priestess, yeah. I think you already see this for yourself. Like, you already knew what you needed to do. And you saw this coming too. Let me just read the High Priestess. For some reason, that one's calling out to me for you. It's a number 2. High Priestess represents, it's also, she represents, well, it's definitely Pisces energy for sure. I mean, with the mystical and spiritual aspect of it all. Hold on. Let me see what the book says. Releasing rational mind. Yeah, this is not a time to be like ultra rational and like it's a time for releasing your emotions for sure. The High Priestess is a legit mystic. She symbolizes our seers and healers. Maybe that's you coming to me too. Our shamans, witches, psychics, mediums, the ability for all of us to communicate with the divine. What was I saying? You still have the ability to communicate. The High Priestess is in touch with what lies beyond the rational mind, our five senses, the naked eye. Her mantra is, I see it when I believe it. I see it when I believe. I believe. She's receptive to what feels in her body, to the flashes of insight that seem to come out of nowhere, to the messages that she receives in her dreams. That's a good way of, that's how I first connected with my father when he passed over, was through dreams. And then it started showing like in the outward world. I even went to a psychic one time, and before I even opened my mouth, she, like, I didn't even have to tell her anything, and she was like, do you have a son? And I said, yes. And she's like, your son is a car guy. And I was like, because my dad had just passed. My dad was a mechanic, and he raced race cars. And I was just fucking blown away. It was like, and Garen, guess what? I mean, like, it's not too out of the question right now because my child is 2.5 and he loves monster trucks and cars, but like, the kid's obsessed with cars and like mechanics. Like, he wants me to open up my hood all the time so that he could just peer into the engine. And I'm like making up shit about like what it is. So there's something about, yeah, my ear is itching. There's something about a healer, possibly myself, confirming things for you. So I hope this resonates. Where did I leave off? This card shows up when the veil between the earth plane and spirit plane is thin and we have greater access to the realms beyond. This is a time of heightened awareness, so pay close attention to the clues around you and the way the universe is offering guidance. It's a perfect opportunity to say a prayer, make a wish, or tap into your intuition. Magic is in the air. And now that she is on the other side, you have another angel on your behalf, which just makes you that much more powerful. So believe in that. If you don't believe, the universe is not going to show you signs, because it's like, why would we show you signs if this person is like refusing to take them into account, you know? So believe in the things that you see and you feel and you think. If you feel like the person is around you, they are. And when you get chills or when you see like certain I don't know, like butterflies or ladybugs, something. If you see it consistently, it's a sign. And it's also a sign that they like want you to talk to them too. You might even I found more healing with my father after his passing than I ever did when he was alive. Like, I healed way more from our relationship in like the earthly realm when he passed over. And for some reason, I always thought that that was going to happen growing up. I was like, we would have a closer relationship with one another when he passed. That's weird. Herbal. Herbs. Maybe gardening. If you're not a gardener, there's something about like getting your, not hands dirty, but like getting out in nature as a way to ground. Do I want to pull more adventure? I do want to pull more adventure real quickly. What? Temperance. She is your angel. Maybe she liked to garden, or just like flowers, or you like flowers. Maybe name a specific flower for her, you know, so that when you see it each time, you're reminded of her. It's like a nice little, like a ritual for an ancestor. That like every time you see a daisy or an orchid or something, like you can be reminded of good memories of her. Yeah, I just get a lot of heaviness. I don't mean to make you cry, but that's what I'm feeling right now. I feel like you're crying as you watch me. I want a message from your new angel to you. How about that? Now I'm gonna start to cry. Oh, and I feel like I am. Okay. I'm not even PMSing right now, so I know that this is real. 6 of Cups. This is divinity. This is nostalgia. Maybe she has a passed over like friend that like went before her time, but like look, she's running with her. Or the two of you are running together, side by side. She's right there with you. She's in such a better place. I'm somewhat jealous of, of angels and ancestors because they get to be like living it up there. They're all free and like, you know, have no heartache. They're peaceful, full of love and light. It truly is a beautiful feeling. What does this passed over loved one want to express to the collective? Yeah, you already know what needs to be done. All right. Yeah, give us a message. What do you want to say? Got 6 of Cups. That you're in a way happier place. We know that. We're all a little jealous of that. The Guide of Swords. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, they don't hurt anymore. They're not in pain. And they did leave you something. Whether that was just like the strength of their character or, you know, monetarily, home, possibly. They don't want you to be sick or sad over this. They really don't. And they're guiding you through this part too. Let me make sure the Guide of Swords, before I say what it relates to, I want to make sure first. Mind-body connection. Yeah, so this is like the King of Swords. Oh, they're going to help you through this legal battle that you feel like is going to be really hard to overcome. But they're going to guide you through it. You don't have anything to worry about. She's your Asian auntie who's been practicing Tai Chi for at least 3 decades and is known to drop some serious truth bombs about how our physical ailments are connected to mental distress. Headaches are the result of an overactive mind. Night sweats are a form of purging past beliefs. Digestive problems relate to our ability to break down and metabolize food and thoughts. In traditional Chinese medicine, there are no labels like anxiety or depression, no subcategory for mental health because the mind and body are one. Exactly. The mind and body are one. Even though her body, like you can't physically see her, she's still there. The soul. The Guide of Swords helps us see the big picture, how nothing is a coincidence, and gives us a break from trying to figure out why something had to happen. If you're feeling let down by your body or pissed off about getting sick or annoyed that you're injured, tune into the wisdom of the Guide of Swords. She's here to offer grace for the process and make sure you're tending to the health of your mind as much as your body. Yeah, so maybe you're the type that when you go through grief or you go through hard things in your life, you tend to lose your appetite. And this is also helping, you know, like she's there to help you through that too, to not like dwell on things of the past, but also to take care of yourself too. I definitely get like motherly figure. There's some sort of, yeah, some sort of motherly like figure in your world. It doesn't actually have to be your mom, but somebody that deeply cared for you though. Yeah, any challenges that you feel like you have, like, especially when it comes to maybe you're seeing a lot more money go out than come in, but she's here to not only guide you through this process, but to make sure that you're in good health so that you can take this opportunity when it comes to you, this new business opportunity. What else do you want to tell the collective? Yeah, like finances won't be an issue for you. 2 of Swords. This is the mental clarity. Like get out of your own way so that you can make decisive forward movement. Yes. That's the new beginning. That's also the ability to harness like a spiritual gift too. Maybe she passed you down something. Or just the fact that her spirit is still around and this is a new beginning for her as well as for you. And to not to believe in the fact that you have the power within you and the courage and the bravery to see all of this through, to see all of life's challenges through, and to take that freaking wand in the palm of your hand and wield the life that you want. She's there to help you do that. Yeah, this is a get out of your own way sort of thing. And to dive into the depths a little bit more. Like, see things from a different perspective. I feel like when scuba divers dive, you know, it's just them and their breath. Maybe they were a scuba diver, but... Or they just loved being by water, loved seeing the water, fishing even. But I get like adventure from that. Either way, it's like, yeah, sort of like not being in your head about this new beginning. You know, they want you to be free about it and to like move forward passionately, like not to be sort of like chained to this upheaval so much. Is that right? Exactly. Exactly. And I got chills. All right. I want your new angel and spirit guide to give you a directive through me about how do we get our collective into this I believe more. Give us a few cards on how you feel like that would best suit them. Queen of Pentacles. To know that you're a good mother. This does remind me of Bronwyn. And that you're a good business owner. I don't know why I'm crying right now, but I am. But you own your shit, man. You're a great mother. You have a lot of wisdom. You're also funny, too. You take care of those around you, and that's the bow. Normally you've got things all tidy and straightened up, neat, in a bow. And this is, while this has thrown you off, this is telling you get back on your throne. And I know Bronwyn's mom, like, she had a lot to say about, like, how she lived her life and how she went about things. But I think you need to know that, like, that all of that goes to the wayside when somebody passes over and they just see, like, the pure light in you, and that light is beautiful. You need to get back on your throne. Put that tiara back on. Tie yourself up in a bow. You will get through it. Four of Wands. Be content in the fact that you are in transition and that you are creating a stable foundation for yourself. For yourself. By yourself. Nobody else can get you through this. I can help, but, and she's helping too. This is just gonna set you on your path even more. What did I do with the cards? Oh my God, you guys. See, this is what I'm talking about. The kind of like absent-mindedness. And it's called for, you know, especially during the initial shock. But I think afterwards, like sort of once all the logistics are sort of worked through and the more you're sort of like living in this new reality, things will level out and you'll be more content. What else do you want to tell the collective to get them in this I believe state? Emperor. Yeah. Yeah. This is you owning your world. You're now the owner. You're like, this is a level up for you. It's an ascension. This person passed over. I mean, not only was it their time, but they passed over to help you level up, to help you stand your ground and to know your value and to know your worth and to not, like, you're not budging about it, nor should you. And potentially you even have like an emperor watching this, you know, go down. You're not even aware. Ace of Wands. Again. You got somebody coming in. Somebody who's super passionate about this, wants to like build a life with you too. This could even be, I mean, you have somebody there who loves you. Whether that's just you knowing that you have yourself or that you have them on the other side. But I get that like somebody in your world is watching you manage to all this. Five of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. They see the real you. They see all the like mental confliction that this probably brings about. Mm-hmm. And how it's kind of like, you kind of have your guard up. You know, like resource guarding is a little something that I get. Or like, just like somewhat reclusive. And that's perfectly fine for where you are right now, but you don't want to stay in this. This is the day-to-day. Like, you're just sort of focusing on like the tasks at hand, you know, managing to your finances. Keeping in mind that, like, you know, you have like a vision for yourself. And it doesn't involve, you know, what the beliefs were in the past, whether it was by this mother figure in your world or otherwise. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you'll get back on your saddle and like get back to work. It is going to be a lot of work, but you already know that. The seeds have already been planted. Four of Pentacles plus Eight of Pentacles. That's 12. 12 is also Pisces too. Yeah, this is just like head down focus. Focus, focus, focus. Yeah, because when you are in this watery state, you do need to ground yourself. And the best way to do that is to get outside, be a little bit more adventurous. Take note in like the nature and beauty around you. And that doesn't cost anything, you know, just getting outside and like going for a picnic or like sunbathing or whatever the thing is that you like to do that doesn't cost a whole lot of money. Like, that'll help you in the immediate sense, and then getting back to work once all is said and done will help you even further. Queen of Swords, yeah. And knowing your value. Stating the truth. Maybe you are going to be called into court. Two. Like, taking what's rightfully yours, too. Like, what you worked for. I don't know how that resonates with you, but, like... taking your fair share. Maybe that's in regards to, like, even family that you might have to deal with when it comes to this court situation, you know? Anything else? Four of Cups, yeah. Ten of Swords. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe they're gonna want to fight you on this for whatever reason. It's like, no. That it's like you're a part of this too. Ten of Swords. Mm-hmm. It's the end of the road, but also the beginning. Like, I think this person kind of got you in your head a little bit. Just some of the things that they would say in the past. Maybe they were really hard on you. And you felt like that was a betrayal. Yeah. I don't know if this is yet to happen. Maybe it hasn't even happened yet. I mean, my readings, I am a psychic, so sometimes I can see things before it even happens, and then the world at the end. So maybe this is like a forward-looking message for you. This is definitely somebody passing in your world. So, all right, collective. I hope this was helpful. I really do. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you and if it gave you some sort of peace. All right, guys. Well, I love you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.